You okay? Aww.
Not okay. I'm having such a hard day today.
Disgusted Kim Kardashian and Beyonce unite in secret phone call over Kanye West's shocking behavior. What's going on, celebrity program TV family? Before we dive into this absolutely explosive story that has Hollywood shaking, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell because trust me, you do not want to miss what we're uncovering today about Kim Kardashian, Beyonce and Kanye West. This story will leave you speechless. Picture this. Two of the most powerful women in entertainment, Kim Kardashian and Beyonce, women who rarely speak publicly about personal drama, are now so disturbed by Kanye West's recent behavior that they've broken their silence and are secretly coordinating behind the scenes. What could possibly be so shocking that it would force these two titans to pick up the phone and have what sources are calling an unprecedented conversation? The answer will disturb you. Let's start with the moment that changed everything. Kanye West, now going by Ye, posted something so vile, so crossing the line inappropriate on X, formerly Twitter, that it sent shockwaves through the entertainment industry. We're talking about deleted tweets targeting Beyonce and Jay-Z's 7-year-old twins, Rumi and Sir. Yes, you heard that right, children. 7-year-old children became the target of a grown man's rage. And what he said was so disturbing that sources close to both Kim and Beyonce described them as being left in a state of complete horror. Now here's where this gets even more intense. Kim Kardashian, who has maintained relative silence about her ex-husband's increasingly erratic behavior, felt compelled to do something she's rarely done before. She picked up the phone and called Beyonce. Think about the gravity of that moment. These are two women who move in similar circles but aren't known for having regular heart-to-heart conversations. Yet the situation with Kanye had become so dire, so concerning, that Kim felt she had no choice but to reach out to another mother. Another woman who understood the weight of what was happening. The conversation between Kim and Beyonce wasn't just a casual check-in. Sources reveal that Kim felt terrible about her ex-husband's disgusting remarks, and she made it clear to Beyonce that while she obviously can't control Kanye, she wanted Beyonce to know that she was horrified by what had transpired. But here's what makes this story even more compelling. This wasn't just about offering an apology or expressing sympathy. Both women, according to insiders, are now actively trying to coordinate efforts to get Kanye the help he clearly needs. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already because the layers to this story run deeper than you can imagine, and we're just getting started. What's fascinating about this situation is how it reveals the human side of these megastars. Beyonce, who is notoriously private and rarely addresses personal drama publicly, was reportedly so disgusted by Kanye's actions that she's broken her usual pattern of staying above the fray. Sources say both Kim and Beyonce are not just angry, they're disgusted. And there's a real sense of urgency in their conversations about getting Kanye professional help before his behavior escalates further. The insider information gets even more revealing. Both Kim and Beyonce have been quietly reaching out to people in their inner circles, anyone who might have a shot at getting through to Kanye and convincing him to seek treatment. This isn't just about damage control or public relations. This is about two mothers who recognize that a man they once cared about, a man who is the father of Kim's children, is spiraling in a way that's affecting innocent children and crossing lines that should never be crossed. But Kanye's attacks on Beyonce and Jay-Z's children weren't his only shocking statements. In what can only be described as a scorched earth approach to burning bridges, Kanye made equally disturbing comments about his own family. In a recent interview, he made the stunning admission that being in a relationship with Kim Kardashian was a mistake. But it gets worse. He revealed that after the first 2 months of their relationship, he didn't want to have children with her, though he claimed it wasn't God's plan, suggesting some kind of divine intervention in their relationship. These aren't just casual comments or off-the-cuff remarks. These are calculated, hurtful statements about the mother of his 4 children, statements that his children will inevitably hear or read about as they grow up. The psychological damage of a father publicly stating that having children with their mother was a mistake cannot be overstated. If you're finding this as shocking as we are, make sure you subscribe to Celebrity Program TV because we're going to continue following this story as it develops, and trust me, there are more explosive details coming. What makes this situation particularly heartbreaking is the broader context of Kanye's recent behavior. This isn't just about a few inappropriate tweets or controversial statements. Sources close to the situation describe a pattern of increasingly erratic and concerning behavior that has left those who care about him feeling helpless and frustrated. The fact that Kim Kardashian, who has largely tried to maintain privacy around their co-parenting relationship, felt compelled to reach out to Beyonce speaks to just how serious the situation has become. The alliance between Kim and Beyonce is unprecedented in many ways. These are two women who understand the pressures of fame, the challenges of maintaining privacy while living in the public eye, and the responsibility that comes with having massive platforms. For them to coordinate their efforts in trying to help Kanye reveals both their maturity and their genuine concern for someone who, despite his recent actions, they recognize as a human being in crisis. What's particularly striking about the insider reports is the emphasis on both women being not just angry, but disgusted. Disgust is a strong emotion, one that suggests a visceral reaction to behavior that violates fundamental moral boundaries. When you're talking about attacks on children, that level of revulsion makes complete sense. Both Kim and Beyonce understand that there are lines that should never be crossed, regardless of whatever personal grievances or mental health struggles someone might be experiencing. The coordination between Kim and Beyonce in trying to get Kanye help also reveals something important about how they view mental health and personal responsibility. They're not simply writing him off or cutting ties completely. Instead, they're recognizing that someone they once cared about, someone who is clearly struggling, needs professional intervention. This approach shows both compassion and boundaries, acknowledging that while Kanye's behavior is unacceptable, the underlying issues driving that behavior might be addressable with proper treatment. Make sure you stay subscribed because this story is far from over, and the implications for all the celebrities involved are massive. The silence from both Kim Kardashian and Beyonce publicly about this situation is also telling. In an era where celebrities often feel pressured to respond immediately to controversies on social media, both women have chosen to handle this privately, which suggests a level of seriousness and strategic thinking about how to address the situation most effectively. Their public silence combined with their private coordination suggests they understand that sometimes the most powerful response isn't a public statement, but rather private action aimed at actually solving the problem. The impact on the children involved cannot be ignored. Kim and Kanye's 4 children, North, Saint, Chicago, and Psalm, are all at ages where they're becoming more aware of public discussions about their family. Similarly, Beyonce and Jay-Z's twins, who were specifically targeted in Kanye's deleted tweets, are old enough to potentially understand that they were the subject of public attacks. The psychological impact of having a parent or family friend make such public statements about you is something that both Kim and Beyonce undoubtedly considered when deciding how to respond. What's also significant about this story is how it highlights the complex dynamics of divorced co-parenting in the public eye. Kim Kardashian has largely tried to maintain a respectful relationship with Kanye for the sake of their children, often defending him publicly and encouraging their children's relationship with their father. However, when his behavior crosses lines that could potentially harm other children, she's had to make the difficult decision to prioritize broader safety and well-being over maintaining that careful balance. The reported efforts by both Kim and Beyonce to reach out to people in Kanye's inner circle who might be able to influence him reveal something important about how they understand his current state. They're not approaching this as outsiders trying to control him, but rather as people who recognize that he might be more responsive to certain voices than others. This strategic approach to intervention suggests they're taking the situation seriously and thinking carefully about how to be most effective rather than just making public statements or cutting ties. Hit that subscribe button if you want to stay updated on this developing story, because there are undoubtedly more revelations coming. The timeline of these events is also significant. The fact that Kanye's attacks on Beyonce and Jay-Z's children prompted immediate action from both Kim and Beyonce suggests that targeting children was the final straw in what has been an escalating pattern of concerning behavior. While both women might have been willing to tolerate attacks on themselves or other adults, involving children changed the calculation entirely. The description of both women as being in a state of crisis over this situation also reveals the human cost of Kanye's behavior. These aren't just celebrities dealing with public relations challenges. These are real people who are genuinely concerned about someone they once cared about, while also being horrified by his actions and worried about the impact on innocent children. The fact that sources describe both Kim and Beyonce as feeling sad about Kanye being on this path, in addition to being angry and disgusted, shows the complexity of their emotions. It's possible to be simultaneously furious with someone's behavior while also feeling genuine sadness about their decline. This emotional complexity makes their response more compelling and human than a simple statement of condemnation would be. What makes this story particularly powerful is how it demonstrates that even in the celebrity world, there are still boundaries that, when crossed, prompt real consequences and genuine concern. The alliance between Kim and Beyonce isn't just about protecting their own interests or managing their public images. It's about recognizing that someone they once cared about has crossed lines that put children at risk, and taking concrete action to try to address the underlying issues while also protecting those who might be harmed. This story is far from over, and the implications will continue to ripple through the entertainment industry. Make sure you're subscribed to Celebrity Program TV because we'll be following every development, every response, and every consequence as this unprecedented situation continues to unfold. The alliance between Kim Kardashian and Beyonce represents a turning point, not just in their individual relationships with Kanye West, but in how the entertainment industry responds to behavior that crosses fundamental lines of decency and child safety. Hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell, and we'll see you in the next video where we continue to bring you the most compelling celebrity stories that everyone else is talking about.